Yeah, I got a new chain, and all the literature on this 36-inch roller nose bar for the gear drives, and I even went by this bar, and I've done this before. The 107-inch 404 does not fit. It needs at least 108, 109. And I've done 3 of these gear drives, and every one of them, the literature says the one thing, and it won't work. So, what I had to do is, I don't know if you get in there, I trimmed the back of that bar off to where I'd get to the opening, right? Just enough to get to the opening, and then I curved it back a little bit to where it wouldn't hit the sprocket. But I had to open that up to where this part originally was hitting the sprocket. I had room back there to go further back to make the chain fit, but I didn't. It was hitting the back tailpiece was hitting the sprocket, and every one of them that on the gear drives I've done this way, did the same thing, whether it was a 36 bar or 30 or 28 or 24, but all of them I had to open it up that slot and well, I didn't have to open up the slot, but I had to trim a little bit off of this tailpiece to where it didn't hit the sprocket. But it is what it is. It won't hit the sprocket. It works fine, and it's the right chain. So I'm ready to cut wood. Only I don't have really any wood to cut. I cut down a couple trees. The neighbor's going to cut it up, whatever I didn't already cut up. So this is that XP 1100 gear drive, and this one's going to get a complete restoration on it soon. I'd planned on doing this next, but I got decals for this bad boy here. So this Homelite XL70 is, I don't know what went on with this, because this has a period correct solid state ignition underneath of the flywheel. It has a fell-on flywheel, and from all accounts, this looks period like the air cleaner looks. This doesn't look different than the rest of the saw. So I don't know why. This should have been a points ignition. The 875 was the electronic ignition, but for some reason, this saw acquired somewhere down the line, somehow, somebody wanted, or I don't know if it happened at factory, probably not, but very shortly afterwards, somebody decided that they were going to put electronic ignition, solid state ignition under it, and I guess, I don't know. I'm just baffled, because like I said, it doesn't appear that there's any difference in the paint or patina on the air filter cover, which says solid state ignition, and it shouldn't say that if it was a points ignition. So anyway, I'm in a quandary whether to take this on right here and redo it. Now I can get decals from Joe, and I had Brian Gingrich made me and Leon a few sets of these for the 870 and 875. So Leon has some for sale if you want to buy some for either saw, including the solid state ignition, no breaker points. And I'll probably use one of those decals here on my 904, because I'm waiting on a set of decals, but the decals I get, they're not going to have the air filter. They're not going to have the air filter decal, solid state ignition, which it should, but I'm sure it won't. But I've been waiting. A month ago, I was supposed to get the decals. They were supposed to get in the mail, but I'll make another email. But I wasn't treated too well about the last email. Then I need to be patient. So that was after I was told they were going to be in the mail the next couple days. So anyway, it cost a lot. I mean, a lot for someone to design these new decals, like for the 870, like what Leon and I did. We bought 5 each. We split a order 10, and it was $191. So it only works out to about, 19 bucks a set. The problem is that now he'll probably sell, there's probably enough people that have 870s and 875s that they'll go. There are, because he'll probably likely only sell 2 or 3 sets, and he'll keep 2 for himself, and that'll be it. And then I'll have a couple. But like on the 904, I've only seen one other 904. So if I have to buy 5, it's $140 for 5. That's what I'll have to spend. But if I can't get them, I have to pay the money, because I just can't wait when it's not going to happen. Because I'm just not going to wait and say it's going to happen when it isn't. I'm not going to wish in one hand and crap in another and see what happens. It is what it is. I'm about ready to. I've sent a lot of I've saved up a bunch of decals that I bought, paid 18, 20 bucks for from somebody, and I've sent them off to another decal maker, and little by little, when I get the money, I'll just start buying decals and sending them off to somebody else that are actually going to reproduce them and make them and send them. I don't have any other choice. I mean, most of the saws I want to do, like the XL701 and other saws, like some of the Terry saws, the XL902 AM, XL850, which isn't even a Terry saw, and some of the other saws, there's no decals for them, so I've got to do something else if I want to restore saws. I'd like to restore saws, but if somebody isn't going to make them, then I have to find somebody that will. And if it costs me from $20 to $140, it is what it is. It's just what it is. So I can't control that, but I can control getting somebody to make them if somebody else isn't going to.